Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Atmaswarupa Bandhugana. So we will continue meditation on similar lines, and I will try to focus on Sthira Sukhamasana in the meditation. Okay. Now a few questions. For the deceased, is Shraddha compulsory? Yes. It is Naimittika karma. Yearly one time you do. When they are alive, we do some service to them. Nowadays they are doing Father's Day, Mother's Day like that when they are alive. In every culture, paying respect to parents when they are alive, and some kind of a memorial service when they are no more, yearly once, is there. In the Vedic culture, it is in the form of a ritual, because Veda is mainly ritual. 90% is ritual. 5-6% upasana, mental, manasi kriya. The rest, jnana. Therefore, will I be open? Okay. Therefore, it is there in all customs, all cultures, all religions, it is there. And it is presented as a Naimittika karma. And there is no desire to be associated with it. And people perform out of fear. That is their ignorance. And the priestcraft encourages desires and fears. What I found, not only I found, you also found, but I say, you don't say. That could be the difference. The entire galaxy of religious leaders and dharma gurus, acharyas, peethadhipatis, mathadhipatis, they are using religion to encourage desires and fears. That is not a good trend in the practice of religion. Anyway, there are islands which are worthy exceptions. So society has its own dynamic. Therefore, this Shraddha doesn't come under Kamya Karmas. It is Naimittika, once a year you should do. The spirit of Shraddha, Shraddhaya Kratam Shraddha, with love, you do it enthusiastically, that is Shraddha. And so you may not want to skip it. The spirit of it, even if you cannot perform the detailed ritual very meticulously, sometimes the appropriate priest is not available or whatever, the spirit of it is giving food to the hungry. That is the spirit. So follow that spirit, do something that fulfills that spirit, either directly or indirectly. Directly means at home you prepare food and serve to the poor or to the hungry. 2 people, 3 people, 5 people, 10 people. But if you don't have that kind of a facility, nowadays the families are very nuclear and they cook for 2-3 people, not 10 people. But there are places where they do such work, like our Bhandaras, etc. There are many such places. You choose one of them and give them some money and they will feed some people, sadhus or poor or whatever. So that is the spirit of Shraddha. So can you do the entire ritual perfectly? Wonderful. Otherwise, at least follow the spirit of the ritual and do something similar to that. How does it influence the dead? It doesn't influence the dead. You do karma for your own benefit. This is the problem with the priestcraft. The priestcraft have put so many superstitions about this Naimittika karma, which has to be done karma it is. So many superstitions they have put. It doesn't do anything with the dead. Once the body is gone, there is no, suppose the body is alive, the body is a father, a son. Now when that body is no more, the subtle body may still linger somewhere, whatever. that father, that mother doesn't exist anymore. Therefore, you don't do for the benefit of that father. You do for your own benefit, you do. Because you still believe that you are the son of such and such. Otherwise, come and take sannyas. Now you are neither son nor daughter, nothing. You need not do. If you are a sannyasi, you need not do any such karma. A sannyasi, when father dies, mother dies also, he need not even go there. So either take to sannyas, or you say son of so and so, and you believe that you are the son of so and so. You take the caste, creed, race, religion, so many things based on birth. As long as you do that, you have to do naimittika karma also. How does it influence the son? It is good for the son that he is doing naimittika karma. And if he does it without desire and fear, it will help in many, many ways, which we will discuss tomorrow morning. Vyavaharika satya and paramarthika satya. B is there in A, but A is not there in B. I don't know about all this. I don't know. The vyavahara, vyavahara, vyavaharopashamaha. The Upanishad, the word vyavahara is used. Shankara has used the word vyavahara in Bhashya somewhere. I have closely looked into that word vyavahara in the context of that Upanishadic statement, Mandukya, and also Bhashyakara's usage of the word vyavahara. It is not connected with the so-called vyavaharika satya. It is nothing to do with it. Vyavahara, vyavaharopashamaha, mane, you deal with the world, Shivam Advaitam, etc. You deal with the world by taking the world as multitudinous, divided into the opposites, good, evil, and favorable and unfavorable, etc. And then attach yourself to those opposites as attachment or aversion. That is called vyavahara. That is the vyavahara. You followed it? Now, vyavaharika satya, paramarthika satya. B is there in A is not there in B. Suppose you take the example of Rajju Sarpa, because I have a feeling that you have not understood the Ghata Murtika example. I have a feeling. Okay? Let me have my feeling. I am not coming and interfering with you. I am good with my feeling. And I have another feeling that probably the Rajju Sarpa will help you to understand. Probably. Because Vacharam Bhanam Vikaro Namadheyam, that is the example where Ghata and Murtika are there. And Shankara has explained it there. But except that particular place in the Upanishad, everywhere else he doesn't give Ghata and Murtika example, Shankara. He gives Rajju Sarpa example only. So Rajvam Bhujangama iva pratibhasitam. Why he says Murtikayam Ghata iva pratibhasitam? Why he doesn't say like that? Now you want to take over the Vedanta into your hands. So please don't do any such thing. Rajvam Bhujangama iva pratibhasitam. Why? Now Rajju, let us say A. No, Rajju, let us say B. Sarpa, let us say A. Now A is in B, B is not in A. Kya baat chal raha hai? I don't know all that. I know only this much. That Rajju is real and Sarpa is a projection. Sarpa is in your head, not in the Rajju. Smruti Rupaha Purva Paratra Purva Drushtavabhasa. Smruti Rupaha Smruti Sadrushaha ityartha. It is not Smruti. You are not recollecting the serpent. Something similar to that, something akin to that. The serpent idea which was there in your head, it came up. And then it is projected outside. Now whether A is in B, B is in A, I don't know all that. I am not familiar with that.
Swamiji,
Okay.
I think it is other Swamis have given example that the
Now you leave it there. Leave it there. Other Swami's example, leave it there, please. Yeah, you work it out. Purusha Tantra and Vastu Tantra. This is the language used. Karma is Purusha Tantra. The person. What is the origin of karma? Thought. Thought defines the person. Purusha Tantra doesn't mean Sachidananda Atma Tantra. Purusha is the person. Vastu is the thing there. Okay? Purusha is not Purnaha, Purushaha, Purushayanat, Purna. That kind of Purusha it is not. Purusha Tantra and Vastu Tantra. I know the context where it is said by Shankara in Brahma Sutra Bhashya. How come it is very hot? Some heating element is going on? Huh?
So many people are inside. So
No. Some heating element is going on.
when they open the
open here, sir.
Okay.
One will
Yeah.
we can have some fans.
Maybe weather also has become warmer. Okay. So in Vastu Tantra I have to see Brahman. No, it is not, you don't put it to Brahman and all that. I do not exactly remember the context. The context is Jnanam, knowledge, is not something you can create. Knowledge corresponds to the thing which is. Whereas action originates from the thought. Thought defines the person also. Therefore, the person who is a product of mind and the action which has its origin in thought, they go together. And so person, he can plan to do a ritual. He can decide not to do the ritual. Or he can do it, accomplish the same end. This is the Kamya Karma kind of situation. The same end can be accomplished by a different karma. That kind of a thing. That is Purusha Tantra. So the ritual is in your hands. Whereas Jnanam is not in your hands. Like I see it as serpent, therefore it is serpent. It cannot be like that. Whatever way you see, it is not, it is only Rajju. That is how Purusha Tantra and Vastu Tantra is understood. Now you want me to apply it to Brahman and all that? Okay. What is Brahman. And what you make out or what you see it as is Jagat. And therefore Jagat is your projection and therefore unreal. Take it like that.
Is it that modifications are a part of worldly, the other tantra, and no modification, and what is Purusha Tantra?
What do you mean by modification?
The metamorphosis, the process of going like Asti,
Oh, they are, no. The Bhava Vikara, they are. Yeah. No, that's not that. Bhava Vikara is
the five
the modification is sixfold.
Six are there.
6 modifications of a phenomenal object. Bhavaha Kriya. That is Niruktakaraha, you know. Bhavaha Kriya. Why do you use the word bhava to a thing? Because the thing is phenomenal. If it is a thing as a thing in itself, a thing means a thing, then it cannot have vikaras, you know. It is not a thing which is a thing. It is a thing which is phenomenal, ever changing, and therefore broadly you can define 6 stages to that. That is not Purusha Tantra. That doesn't come under the category of Purusha Tantra, Vastu Tantra equation. You don't bring everything into it like that. Okay? Jnanam, Vastu Tantram, Karma, Purusha Tantram. Only that much. If you don't mind, I suggest Don't make it noodle-like. Everything is connected to everything else. Then there will be no clarity of understanding. So suppose you hear a word, you already have a half a dozen words in the head. Probably they are all interconnected in a way. Therefore you start and make a noodle kind of thing out of all those words. That makes the understanding more difficult. This is a small advice, please don't mind it, okay? If you like it, you take it, otherwise ignore it. Can you explain the difference between and hope, faith and hope, believe? You say, what is the difference between table and chair? You explain the difference between table and chair to me. I will see. Then I will explain this difference. So, hope is you are looking into the future. People think hope is very good. I tend to say, I am a very unconventional guy. I tend to say hope is not so good. Because hope transports you from the present to the future. And whole life we are hoping and hoping and hoping and falling dead, never knowing what is the present. This is my understanding of hope. Okay, so I am a very unfortunate guy. My life is full of sorrow, but hopefully it will be better tomorrow. This is what hope is. Belief, you know, belief is belief. You know what is belief? What is there to explain? You stop thinking, and somebody said something, and you follow it. That is called belief. Okay. And when this belief is organized into a religion, they call it faith. And for further elaboration, please refer to Oxford Dictionary. Now, when you have a right to ask the question, I have a right to critique the question. Okay? Your job is over by the time you put a question there. Now it is my prerogative to answer it. Okay? That is how we understand each other. Further expound on action in inaction and inaction in action. We'll come to it. This question I'll keep it pending. Okay? Let me finish the first 3 verses. Then I will answer that question so that it won't come in the flow of those 3 verses. I will answer. Just give me another day. Savikalpa Samadhi, Nirvikalpa Samadhi. You see, your mind is focused. Okay? And in that attentive, or you can even call attention. I am not interested to give a yogic definitions, okay? Vedantic understanding only I am trying to put before you. In that attention, there can be a few things. That is Savikalpa Samadhi. Okay? There is a complete stillness. There is only pure, awareful being, and there are no few things or any such thing. That is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Okay? Suppose you sit and just be. We have done that today. That is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Okay, that just be. That is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. I many times suggested when you go for a walk, I tried to explain earlier, this is the first satsang, but some of them may not have heard. There is a difference between awareness versus thinking. Thinking is different from awareness. I look at a person and a human being. I am aware of his presence. He is there, I am aware. A human being, a shape, etc. That is, I am aware. That is called awareness. Then I give a name to him and I identify the caste, creed, skin color, then South Indian, North Indian, all those things I do. Namarupa, I attach. Okay? That is thinking. You are going, you are aware of river, you are aware of the path, you are aware of the tree, you are aware of the birds, you are aware of whatever is. You are not excluding anything. You don't exclude anything. Whatever is, you are aware of. No judgment, no condemnation. Okay? Not even naming, no name. Okay? You may be broadly aware that these are birds, this is a river, that is a tree, like that. Some element of a broad naming will be there, general naming will be there, but this is mango tree, that is thinking. So you are aware in a general way. You do not exclude anything. Oh, this face, I don't like to see this man. That is not awareness. So aware, when you are aware, say, of the surroundings, when quite a few things are coming to light in that awareness, there is no thinking. There is no thinking. There is only awareness of whatever is. That is called Savikalpa Samadhi. This is how you should walk, instead of thinking about many things while walking. So you can practice Savikalpa Samadhi in walking. Don't do it while running and all that. Do it when you walk slowly, not when you walk brisk. Do it not while jogging. When you walk slowly, you do this. When you are alone, you do this. Preferably in solitude, in a mountain path or some forest woods, in a footpath you are walking, there is nobody around, try to do it. Okay? Preferably. That is Savikalpa Samadhi, because in that awareness there are quite a few things are there. Whereas you sit still, that is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. In this context, Samadhi means Samadhana. Okay? Difference, what is the difference? Yeah. Which is preferred? Both are used. There is nothing like preference. When it is time to eat khichdi, then khichdi is preferred. When it is time to eat sweet, sweet is preferred. So there is a time for both. There is no particular preference. But both are meditative in nature. Because in awareness, there is no thinking. When you sit still, when the mind is perfectly quiet, there is no thinking. In that sense, both are meditation. Meditation begins when thought ceases. That is how meditation begins.
Swamiji, can Upasana be termed as Savikalpa Samadhi?
You can say that. Because in Upasana, you are right. I should have added that myself, but thank you for reminding. In Upasana, there is the Saguna, the form is there, or mental form could be there, need not be physical form. So Saguna, it may not be Saguna Sakara, just Saguna, still Nirakara. That is called Savikalpa. Because in that, there is a difference between the devotee and the Upasya.
Even Omkara can be used as Savikalpa in Nirvikalpa.
Both ways it can be used. Yeah. Yo yadichyate tasya tat. Can a person be jnani if he doesn't have Vedanta knowledge? Why do you say he doesn't have Vedanta knowledge? You say he is a jnani. Then he has Vedanta knowledge. Tattvavidananda, that is what Vedanta knowledge is. Suppose I take my existence separate from all existence, that is samsara. Suppose I take, there is no division, it is existence absolute, which appears, the same existence appears as the subject as well as the object. And all existence is myself, I am all, Atma va idam, yedidam sarvam, Atma vai. Suppose you realize that, that is Vedanta, that is Jnana. So, the question is a bit unclear. Agnostic atheist. Okay. Okay, now it is clear. So, you have a person is a jnani, but he doesn't have Vedantic knowledge. It's a contradiction. He is a jnani means he does have Vedantic knowledge. Okay? He has Vedantic knowledge, but he is not a jnani. That is also contradiction. So jnani means who has Vedantic knowledge. Can an agnostic have it? Yeah, agnostic and atheist. It is about faith, belief it is. Many people want to believe, whereas an agnostic questions it, doubts it, and he is not willing to believe right away. And an atheist doesn't even question or examine, he just doesn't believe it. He has taken a stand opposite to belief. This has nothing to do with jnana. A believer and a non-believer and a doubter, all are equally ignorant about the self, which is the real God. Therefore the question doesn't arise. Whether who is jnani, who is not jnani, that the question is irrelevant. Yeah, please come. Om. I witness adharma happening. I should intervene if it is in my power to stop it. Correct? I don't know, Pa. I don't want to advise you in this matter. Because if something undesirable happens, you will blame me. I would recommend let no adharma happen through my hands, my legs and my speech. Okay? And therefore, you have to see the context and the situation and then respond accordingly. There are a few opinions about it. For example, Patanjali in Yoga Sutras, he mentioned something called Shukla Dharma, the white Dharma, Shukla Dharma. I was amazed that this vision of Shukla Dharma is there in Buddhist sutras also, like Lankavatara Sutra has Shukla Dharma in it. I hope I will be able to tell you the sutra from Patanjali. It is Sukha Dukkha Mudita Adharmeshu Mudita Apunyeshu, Sukha Dukkha Mudita Apunyeshu. Or maybe I am not saying properly. I get the spirit of it. Okay? So, Mudita comes later. It is not Sukha Dukkha Mudita. Mudita comes in the second line. Two samasas. 4 and 4. Yatha Sankhya. So, when you see Sukha, other people happy, you be happy yourself. As we become unhappy and jealous. Don't do that. That is not proper. That's why you try this, you cultivate it. Whenever you see a happy person, be happy. I like it. Because very hard to find happy people. Samsara is very unkind with everybody. And very hard to find some happiness even for us in our heart. We are constantly anxious people. We are anxious people. A low-key anxiety drives our lives. Therefore, if somebody is happy, even for a short while, he is free from that bondage, and there is Brahma, that happiness is Brahma. You are looking into Brahman. So, I am Atma Brahma, that is Brahma it is. And so be happy. Brahmajnan mil gaya aapko. Be happy. Sukha Mudita. Dukkha Karuna. Sukha Dukkha Mudita Karuna. I am building up the sutra. It is there in Sadhana Pada. Samadhipada is the first one. Sadhana Pada, you find this sutra. Maybe between 10 and 20 you will find it.
मैत्री करुणामृतोपेक्षाणां सुखदुःखपुण्यविषयाणां भावनातश्चित्तप्रसादः.
He got it. You say it a bit slowly, sir.
मैत्री करुणा
Maitri Karuna
मुदित उपेक्षाणां सुख दुःख पुण्य विषयाणां
Bhavanataha Chitta Prasadanam. Yeah. This kind of bhavana, feeling. Bhavana is feeling. You cultivate. From that, bhavanataha means from that you will get the quietude of mind. The mind becomes quiet and cheerful. So how Maitri? So you see Maitri, Karuna, Upeksha, Mudita, Upeksha. Then Sukha. When you see Sukha, be happy and befriend them. Maitri. Show Maitri. Maitri is a friendliness, camaraderie.
It's Pratipaksha Bhava.
And that is different. That is different. Please. Then Dukkha. Suppose they are suffering. Have Karuna. Compassion, kindness. Whatever. Then Maitri, Sukha Dukkha, Mudita. Is that what it is? Sukha Dukkha. Punya. They are doing good work. They are doing some auspicious thing. They are giving food, bhandara, they are like that. So Punya. Then be happy. Mudita. All the sadhus are coming and they are eating food and take 100 rupees and go. Oh, what a wonderful sight. Mudita. And then Apunya, a bad thing is happening. Now that is the question. So I took my time to come to the point. Upeksha. Be indifferent, be ignorant. Patanjali. You followed that? So now what you should do, you try to conclude yourself. Then in that garden, Christ was spending his night before, one night before. Next day he will be arrested and he will be crucified. That night he was sitting in that garden along with his apostles. Then the news came. Somebody brought the news. Maybe one of the apostles came running and gave the news. The Roman soldiers are coming to arrest Christ. The news was half an hour before. Jesus Christ got the news. Then all the apostles, they are willing to shed their blood and give up their lives to save Christ. They are willing to take up arms to save Christ. They want to give a fight to the last man to save Christ. And you know what Christ said? Do not resist evil. That is what he said. So this is one perspective. But modern people may not like this kind of nivrutti. They may want to have some kind of a pravrutti. You see, where do you fit? Maybe sometimes you may bring the adharma to the notice of the nearby policeman. It becomes his duty to take care of that dharma situation.